10 years since I've driven that car.
Top built Formula Drift car that we cut for pennies on the dollar.
It's crazy to ride. The sounds, the feel, everything. Check, check, 1, 2. My name is Chelsea DeNofa. I drive Ford Mustang RTR Spec D in Formula Drift. So the RX8 that Sean has now basically was my savior in the 2012 season. So 2012 FD was my first year, and I had totaled my car out in New Jersey, and there was basically no way I was going to be able to get a competitive car back together in 3 weeks and get it out to Seattle from Florida. At that time, Ron from the Bergenholtz team, who owned that car at the time, reached out to me and said, hey, we want you to come test our car and see how it does. Our driver's not giving us feedback, and we would like some feedback. So I went out, test drove it, loved it, then found out that I was there basically to see if I wanted to drive the car in FD. It's kind of a test that I didn't know about. And I was able to drive that car for 3 rounds of FD, make some pretty good strides in it, made top 16 a couple runs. Like in my first year at FD, getting like a Mazda factory backed ride was like, got to take that type of opportunity and run with it. And yeah, that car was like really instrumental in me understanding like what a real team is like and the growth of my career.
So this RX8 behind me, interesting story how it came to be. Always a fan of the rotaries. The 3 rotor is every guy's dream to have. And we knew that this car was for sale, and it was just, the price was so high. Chelsea had reached out to me a few times and let me know what the price was, and he goes,
that's a really good deal. Like maybe I should buy this car. I wasn't in a financial spot to buy it, but I was like, man, I would love to own that. Like even if I don't have a use for it right now, the price was so good, and it was like kind of a part of like what I was doing. And then Sean hit me up and was like, hey, I think I want to buy that car. Like, can you tell me about it? And I was like, you need to buy that car and not worry about me telling you anything, because it's going to sell to someone else. And then I'm going to be bummed because I won't ever see it again. And then you're going to be bummed because you're going to miss out on a deal that's like 100% off the price. So
I can't buy it, you should buy it. And I was like, all right, what should I offer him? Gave me a price, and it was attainable, and made the offer, and Ron took it. So then we ended up with it, and that was sort of my idea, was like, bring the baddest car that you can, and maybe bring in guest drivers who can really put it to the test.
He ended up picking it up, and it's kind of cool because I knew that at least, hopefully, I'd be able to drive it.
Yeah, it's on sight. I might get killed for this life. Only keep real on the mic, cause it's on sight. Think I'm too real for this life. Think I might kill in a fight, but it's on sight. Cause if you really ain't tight, I know you ain't limited to the hype. Now it's on sight. If you pulling up back right, better have it with my tight. Gotta take off from the right. Watch me go roll and I won't break. Watch me say grace, so I take the face of my haters. Hate that I'm what they wishing they could be like. Wishing we could share mine. Wishing they could be sight. Wishing their trash can make that girl react the way she doesn't mind. And I don't know why I'm still sad. I don't know why I keep looking on the past. Maybe it's the fact that I never had the only challenge that I ever had.
It's a relationship that sort of built it between Chelsea and I, and he's great to communicate back and forth with, gives you tips and tricks on the car. And just to see him driving again, and the smile that he had on his face, and just remember the little, quirks of it, was awesome.
It's been 10 years since I've driven that car, and it's still as rowdy as I remember it. Like the rotary in that thing, the 3 rotor with a good GT42 on it, turbo, and it's just like so responsive, has such a huge power band, and it makes so much power like in its fat power band that it's crazy to drive. It's so gnarly.